Welcome to the BAM Sports Show.
I carefully place all of it in various trash cans around.
Any other headlines you guys are interested in tomorrow?
I'll poop in a urinal.
It's going to be a wet one.
He shoots, he scores, you suck.
Rick's wife is going to make him sleep in the bathroom tub tonight.
A dark horse candidate of where I may eventually want to end up living for good.
Welcome to a brand new sports show experience coming through your wavelengths. Let's get ready to have some fun. So sit back, crack open a drink, and let's talk some sports.
Oh, I messed that up real good.
We're here. Oh, we can hear Blake.
I couldn't put my sunglasses till like the last 2 seconds. I'm not pumped up at all.
Blake is currently muted.
Blake, you're muted.
His mic is not connected.
There we go.
There we go.
Welcome to
Did you
the
hear him through my
show.
headsets?
Yeah. Yeah, we can hear.
Sports Show, guys. We're super professional here on Friday nights. We appreciate y'all jumping in with us.
He's a baby!
Say
Oh,
hi,
hello,
Ryan.
baby.
Hi.
Hi. Let's talk sports with this baby. Hello, baby.
All right, we're gonna get her a picks real quick. Is it gonna be Lions or 49ers?
Rawr.
It's okay, don't be shy.
Lions.
Don't be shy. What does the lion say?
Moo.
Well, welcome to the BAM Sports Show, guys. We are live this evening from Tampa, Florida. Well, Keith and I are live this evening from Tampa, Florida, as we're down here for the 2024 Royal Rumble. So it's super
And I'm in
professional this
Jacksonville.
night, as always. We appreciate you guys jumping in. We got the whole crew tonight, boys. What up, fellas?
Not a whole lot, man.
Is it echoing for anybody else besides me?
No, it's echoing. I could hear it. You guys are
have my
on
AirPod in.
different. You guys are on different microphones with two different cameras in the
Yeah.
same room, like a couple of nincompoops.
Can confirm.
Yeah, Uncle Blake's working. Blake said he's not going to eat. Okay. He's working it. Well, not right now. But
It makes me feel safe.
Can you hear me now?
Like, I can't see you, you can't see me, kind of feeling.
Hold on.
Yeah. We can hear you, ish.
Yeah, we're
you
good.
call me
We're
bitch?
all good.
I said ish.
Ish.
Ish. We can kind of hear you, ish.
Am I cool too?
It's like, welcome. I like your glasses there, Ryan.
Thanks, brother.
Oh yeah, let's all do glasses. Blake, go get some glasses.
Hold
Welcome.
on.
Why do we all
Welcome to-
have glasses like arms length away from
Welcome to We Podcast at Night, a sports show where we listen to that one "I Wear My Sunglasses at Night" song and talk sports.
With your host and co-host, guys that are approaching middle age.
Already there,
Feeling pretty
baby.
jazzy right now.
Anyways,
don't forget
hey,
tonight I do have a punishment.
He does.
Oh,
So Blake,
yeah.
if you could actually
Baby.
tell the people what you're being punished for and what
Fuck
the
the
terms
Bears.
of your punishment are.
boy.
Like, what was the specific bet that is causing you to get punished tonight?
So I made
tell
a
everyone.
bet with some jackass that the Bears would beat the Packers, and the loser of the game had to do the Drake Mayo, or no, not the Drake Mayo, the Will Levis mayonnaise man coffee. So I've got to have a coffee with a dollop of mayonnaise in said coffee this evening.
Yeah.
That's going to be fantastic.
I
And you know
told
what?
you
I
you
feel like
shouldn't make
this is
that
worthy. I know that whenever you're ready, let me know. Whenever you're ready, because I got a little something for it.
I
dude.
actually have a request.
What?
I know it's late in the game for it, but since the person you bet against is in the same room as you right now, currently.
Ooh,
Hey, there he is. Look at that.
there he is, right there.
Whoa. Where'd that thumbs up come from? That's cool. Rick's over here playing with shit.
I didn't do nothing.
Oh, that was on Blake's phone. That's what it was. He's
Yeah.
got the iPhone. Lost my train of thought. Keith should get to pour the amount of mayonnaise in your coffee.
Absolutely
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
not.
All in
that
favor?
was not
All
part
in
of the
favor?
agreement.
Let's vote on it.
Well,
Oh,
there, at the
Blake,
very
buddy.
least, there's got to be consensus how much you're putting in there.
$1.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rob
What's the
said
dollar?
you need to post it
Is it
and
a
tag Will
tablespoon?
Levis.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
honestly,
look.
you should.
Look.
I think you should actually get some measuring device out and figure this out.
You just
Yeah.
want scissoring,
That's
Dan.
awesome.
That's all you want.
I'm okay with this. Who is? I heard. Who was it?
All
It was
right. I'm gonna get this shit ready.
Tariq Hill. I think I saw someone on Tariq Hill's Twitter feed, and someone said some joke about Tariq Hill getting CTE from scissoring his wife.
Jeez.
Jesus.
Jesus.
This show from 0 to 100.
Maybe laugh for you.
Dude, so what is up with basketball right now? Have you guys paid attention to basketball?
Except
There's
No, not at all.
There's been, I think,
Oh, wait.
Three-
Super quick question.
yeah.
Shannon asks, is it real mayo or Miracle Whip?
Real mayo.
I can't tell the difference.
Real mayo
Real
or Miracle
It
Whip?
should be real mayo.
Whip.
It's
But I'll be
real
honest,
mayo.
I can't tell.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip. Cool
All right,
Whip.
what's going on in the world of
Sorry, you were
basketball?
talking about basketball.
Basketball, man.
Which
like
we rarely do.
Luca. Oh, it's Hellman's. It's Hellman's, brother. Oh yeah. Speaking of the Royal Rumble, Hellman's
the
coming
coffee-
for you.
Before the mayo enters the coffee, let me know. I've got a little something.
Seaman. Luca dropped 73 tonight, and
Yeah, he did.
Somebody else scored 70 the other night. I can't remember exactly. I think it was
Joel
KD. Or no, it was Embiid. That's
Joel
right.
Embiid.
Joel Embiid dropped 70. Booker scored 62 the other night and lost. What's up, girl?
Danny,
Damn.
my mom wants
Who's
to know why
calling me?
you're wearing the yellow safety vest.
It's a sex thing. Don't worry about it.
Because I work for
Because
a
it's a
living.
sex thing. Don't worry about it. We're super professional on this show.
Hi, Kathy.
Total fallacy and more.
Oh,
Hashtag.
yep.
Rick says hi, Mom.
I can't do this shit. Holy cow. Hi, Rick's mom. I mean, Blake's mom. And Rick's mom.
She's in
Rick's
jump.
mom's there too.
I doubt she's watching.
Hello to
My
all
mom's
the
watching.
You gotta look nice for the ladies. There you go.
Yeah, no, I did see that though. That was that's pretty awesome. I saw that on the Mavericks Facebook page.
Yeah, it's,
That
it's
he
just
put up
seems like
73 points.
scoring
That's pretty
is
cool.
Crazy up right now. Mavericks won in that 73-point, effort by Luka.
I think so.
Won 148 to 143. I just remember
Holy
Either
cow.
that
back
or
in
I
the
set a
day-
timer for it.
Back in the day, it really
Hold up.
felt like.
Bef-
It's all right.
Keith's on too. What were you gonna say, Rick?
Oh no, I just before they start putting the mayonnaise in the coffee, I wanted them to hold on just a second.
We will.
Yeah,
I'm just
do
brewing the coffee.
Intro.
I gotcha. Okay.
Shut up, Rob.
Yeah, here I can pull my AirPod.
What's up,
out. We
girl?
just
To
gotta do this
bless
if you want.
Actually, you want to see
Listen.
something funny?
Listen, ask Keith. I have a type.
You want to see something funny?
Keith has a
I'm gonna
type.
cover this up.
No, nothing. Never mind. All right. Anyways, I remember back in the day, like when I watched more Bulls games. Nice.
Send that number to me.
Incoming wave of hot dog pictures. Not
Rick,
for
if
me,
you
though.
Rick, do not send that number to Danny.
Not at all. Not at all. I covered the number up, but notice how I've got the little smirking face.
Danny's about to become Blake's new stepdad.
Yeah, he'll be the real leather daddy.
Wow.
You're living in the
Leather
basement
stepdaddy.
now, Blake. But yeah, no. Again, what I was gonna What I was gonna say is it feels like scoring is way up versus when
Yes,
I used to
because
watch it back in the
there's
day.
no
It was like,
defense.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
but like still 148 is crazy amount.
Yeah, there's no like they don't play defense in that league anymore. It's the No Defense Association, the NDA.
No defense association.
No, I said NDA.
Defense. So that's all the basketball that I got. Because I don't watch that sport
Yes,
very often.
Bucks fired their coach.
NCAA tournament. I mean,
Yeah, I'll talk about that when it's time in a month. I do have a fun little headline to read for you because I'm always a big fan of when headlines are just worded really stupidly.
Sorry, sweetheart. You okay? Baby down.
Avalanche acquire Parise for remainder of season, and for me that sounds like they traded a guy and just gave away the rest of their games for the rest of the season.
There you go, Keith.
That's just the way it's worded. It's fun.
Let Rick know.
All right, are we ready?
Keith has the spoon.
All right, so I know we're not. This isn't quite fitting for the bill, but I feel like because this is a punishment, we have to play this.
It's time for the BAM Sports Show Fantasy Football Game of the Week Punishment.
Ouchie. Crabs.
This is a 1960s recipe called the Beef Fizz.
Yeah, that's not good.
For the record, we agreed to $1. A certain jackass, not naming any names, put $2 in. So I have. Oh my god. Kilo. That's.
I need to see your camera or a camera in the. Oh, not me.
Oh,
Shit.
no.
Guys, we got so out of control. The cops are here.
Ah.
Oh no.
yeah, you can't put mayonnaise in coffee.
There we go.
How you'd get away with it?
Oh, there you go. Switch to Keith's. How do you do that?
Mike, this is
Rick.
Keith.
I gotcha.
This is my brother-in-law, Mike.
Oh, that's
Oh,
gnarly.
God, look at that.
I believe it.
Oh.
Wow. I didn't think about it curdling, but yeah, that makes
Good
sense.
God Almighty.
What if it's?
I'm gonna let the
What
coffee
if it's-
cool.
yeah.
Oh, stop saying that word.
What word?
No. Will Levis. Do it with me, Melissa. Make your own. Do it with me. Come on, do it.
Melissa. What kind of cake is that?
Who thinks Melissa should do it with me?
That depends. Is she a Bears fan?
It's
She's
a
a Bears
very,
fan, yes.
it's a
Do it,
very nice
Melissa.
house.
They're saying
Whoever's
do it,
house
Melissa.
that is a very nice house.
It's my sister's.
Your sister has a very nice house. I'm just saying it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, she called him a pussy.
She said stop. She said stop being a wussy.
Oh, I thought she called him a pussy.
She did. We all know
All
it.
right,
We all
let's
know
get
she
the,
did.
uh,
Deep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good. Good.
Ugh.
It's like half and half.
Ugh.
Good filming, Keith.
Ugh.
Get in there.
No, get chunk of fucking mayonnaise.
I filtered that out.
Bullshit.
Hey, wait. Does she have one of those battery-powered whisker things?
Oh yeah.
He's asking if you have
Frother.
a battery
A
powered
frother.
Broken.
Her frother just got home. It's her husband.
Ugh. White girl problems.
That looks awful.
He's got to drink the whole thing, right?
Put it in a
I'm
blender.
working on it, Dick.
I am reading here under the tips for adding mayo to coffee. Consider using a handheld milk frother or blender to whisk the mayo rather than squirting it straight from the bottle and into your coffee.
Yeah, we're putting it in a shaker cup currently.
The acidity of hot coffee might also curdle the mayo, resulting in grimy bits. Harf.
Oh, I'm not high enough for this.
I'm not either.
Oh, this is gonna be rough. It does look better.
That's
Well, I was gonna
a brother out.
look at that. Look at that.
I would go ahead and just like to say, fuck the Packers.
Chug a lug.
Here, here.
You know, if you whisk them enough, it might be cheese.
I don't like that.
Ugh. Ricotta.
Oh. Oh, all right, well,
All right.
I'm drinking the coffee.
Oh,
I'm going to try not to throw up.
It'll put a hairs on your testicles.
oh no, I'm
Huh?
What?
Yeah, well,
That's
congratulations.
awesome. That was excellent.
There's another thumbs
Thanks for
up.
being a good
I know
sport, Blake.
Of
Well, I
course.
tell you, we've got a lot to talk about tonight. Obviously, kind of the headliner here. Well, two kind of double headliner between Blake
Like
and
Kittle says,
Keith
go
being
Pack, go
in
the
Florida,
fuck home.
in Tampa for Royal Rumble. So I'm sure we'll definitely talk about that. And then we've also got the. Rob says, I feel like I'm watching MTV's Real World.
We're a little bit off the rails tonight.
Yeah. A little bit.
Tonight.
We've also got
Ryan,
the
shape it up,
conference.
please.
We got the conference championships for the AFC and NFC. And then we've got some other wrestling news to talk about. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking or referring to, rather.
Round to Cincinnati.
Some rather, yeah.
Rhonda Cincinnati.
A little bit of Rhonda Cincinnati. Little bit of Rhonda Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying, fellas?
Where in the world? Where in the nation is Rhonda Cincinnati? It's just the greatest children's show ever.
Yeah. Where's she?
Featuring Bill Belichick in nothing but a Speedo.
Vince did,
and
Vince
his
did
hoodie,
resign tonight,
his
by the
cut
way.
off, his
And a
cut off
Robert
hoodie.
Jones massage parlor.
Rhonda Cincinnati.
Vince
Anyway.
did resign this evening.
Well, hell, you just want to dive right into that? Dive
We're
into
on
the
to
Vince
Cincinnati.
McMahon news?
Hey, Ryan, can you do me a
Rhonda
favor?
Cincinnati.
If you Google image, or Rick, I guess, whoever's doing, I feel like Ryan does the online pictures and videos and stuff. If you just Google image Vince McMahon screaming and then picture the headline, it's pretty fun to just scroll down and with that picture.
Well, hell, I
Kidding
guess
it.
while we're on it, let's talk about the Vince McMahon news. So I'm only acutely aware what's going on. I usually
Yeah,
work
start with
overnight,
you.
so I've been asleep most of the day, and last night was pretty busy for me. But as I understand it, there is a, I believe, former WWE employee who is alleging that, oh, good God.
There's so many faces.
All right, unmute Keith so Keith can tell what's going on with the Vince stuff.
Is he,
Oh,
is he
can they?
muted?
No, here,
Did he
unmute
mute
yourself.
I don't know. We're both on our phones.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
there
but
we
you unmute yourself, Keith.
Yeah, but I believe, and
There you go.
Keith, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I have the gist of it. Perhaps you can give us a little bit more in-depth details. But I believe there is a former WWE employee who is alleging that Vince McMahon was essentially caught up in a sex trafficking, whole crazy situation in which I believe stems from him basically offering this girl a job in exchange for sex. But then there's just a whole rabbit hole of absolutely insane shit to include him literally defecating in this woman's hair and then forcing her to do God knows what.
Sorry.
So
I'm
give
laughing
us-
at Blake, not you. I'm sorry. So Vince apparently took this lady and was essentially trying to sex traffic her to
I don't
resign.
think he was trying to. I
Okay,
think
he was.
succeeded.
He was succeeding in
Allegedly.
sex trafficking a former employee, allegedly, to try to resign big free agents. One named was an MMA fighter who was later named to be Brock Lesnar.
Ron of Cincinnati.
Formerly known as
Brock Lesnar. Yeah.
Well, that's a lot
Brock was
darker
named in
than
the lawsuit.
just the headline. Because the headline I saw going around was
As the one that was being offered to, like the lady was being offered to Brock to resign.
Oh, Keith is talking to Blake, but we can't really hear Blake because Blake's muted.
I muted myself so I can.
Yeah, but we can't hear you now.
Blake's in my, because it's in my ear.
Okay, so the Brock thing, what is his role? How does he fit in all of this?
Brock was the person that Vince was essentially sex trafficking her to, allegedly, trying to re-sign Brock back in like 2020.
So Vince was
That's
basically like,
insane.
hey, have sex with this girl and come back to the WWE.
Because he gave the numbers and like there's pictures exchanged and it's the whole thing. But
That is
as of
insane.
tonight, Vince McMahon has stepped down reportedly from all WWE and TKO
That's crazy.
operations.
And Keith, do you know any of the
It's
details?
worse.
I only briefly skimmed through it. Like I said, I was super busy at work last night, but there was apparently at some point in all of this a couple of different things that I saw. One was that he, I guess, literally defecated in this girl's hair and then made her perform some type of a sex act. Is that correct?
That's one of the allegations, yes.
And then the other was, and I'm sure I'm butchering this, but there was something to the effect of, I guess some of the guys that he was trafficking her to allegedly had kind of like locked her in a room and like wouldn't let her get out and just basically just brutalize this girl.
Yeah, she was being essentially sexual. She was being sexual, allegedly.
Wow.
I would
Wow,
like,
wow, wow.
Before we move on from this, onto the brighter pastures of men giving each other permanent brain damage known as the
There is
NFL.
no way that Will Levis does this every day. There's no fucking way.
Dude,
He's
he's a
struggling.
man and you're not. I'm sorry.
No.
He can
This
huck
is
that football over
disgusting.
the mountains over there.
You're the mayonnaise boy. He's the mayonnaise man.
That's right.
Apparently so.
That's right. It's, you know what though, Blake? Here's the deal: is the faces and the disgust that you're having right now with mayonnaise in your coffee is just me with coffee. I hate. It's gross. I don't like.
See,
it. I'm
I
sorry.
like coffee.
I love
this
coffee.
is fucking disgusting.
I want to like coffee, but I just.
That's one thing I miss the most about living up in Washington. I mean, it's like fried chicken places down in the South. Like you can't turn a street corner without running into, if it's not a coffee shop, it's a coffee stand of some sort. Everywhere you go up in Washington.
Man, it's
I love
crazy
it.
that they got those coffee stands with the girls with their boobies out.
I mean,
Yep.
there are those two for sure.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily what I was getting at.
We went to one when we went to Seattle. It was weird, man. I felt bad for her.
I feel so bad.
Total fallacy and
No.
more.
Yes.
I may
So
have put
this,
too much miracle in there. Too much.
this is
mayonnaise in there.
all like very, very, very new stuff. So it is developing as we speak still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Jim McMahon?
Yeah.
Vince McMahon has stepped down, like Blake said, which doesn't mean shit. If the text messages that are out there are true, they are foul, and that is coming from me, a certified freak.
They're pretty
And-
damn disgusting.
Man, if the Dookie story is correct,
That's insane.
wow,
Yeah.
like
See,
wowzer. But so I do. Oh, go ahead, Danny.
Let me
Sorry.
step in real quick because I felt like a total dick because I didn't know any of the rest of the story. I just saw the headline that Vince McMahon was in a three-way and took a dump on somebody, and I didn't know there was this whole awful sex dungeon, like basically kidnapping craziness going on. So my bad for making light of the story.
No, and that's kind of what I want to touch on too. Like you honestly didn't know, and that's fine. But one common thing that I've seen out, and it's typically, one side of the aisle versus the other kind of thing, but it's not a political thing at all. But when just
Right.
because this woman accepted gifts, took the bribes or the payoffs or whatever, quote unquote, does not negate the fact that she was sex trafficked.
Right,
It's-
100%.
and abused, and
100%.
sounds like potentially raped, and like that.
Right.
It does not matter how much candy the guy gave to the child. It's still, the bad
Right.
stuff.
And I mean, it's very difficult because
It gets to
it
a
goes,
victim blaming kind of thing, and I hate
Right.
that in these kind of situations.
Sure. And I mean, right now, obviously, like, we don't know whether or not any of it is true. If it is true, then like absolutely
Throw him under the jail.
1,000, like, lock his ass up and throw away the key.
Who's
in
that?
fact, like,
Who's that one Florida sheriff? The guy that's always the Grady County or Polk County? Sheriff Grady, Polk County. He's on the YouTube. He's on
is
the
that the guy that
YouTubes
like
all the time.
had prisoners like dress up in pink? And
I think so,
like, give him,
yeah.
like,
It was an Arizona guy, I think.
No, he's a
Oh.
Florida guy. He's always on the YouTubes. Give Vince McMahon to that guy.
yeah.
I bet
But,
he's got
I mean,
a gator pit under the jail.
That being said, too, like, on the flip side of this, if this is not true, and this girl is just coming up with some elaborate, disgusting story, the same applies to her. If all of this is
Yes,
just
100%.
bullshit, then lock her ass up and throw away the key as well. But if it is true, 100%, I agree with you. If it is true, it doesn't matter like what type of gifts that was given to her. Like, that still
Exactly.
doesn't constitute.
Yep.
I mean,
Because-
shame on her for poor judgment, in the beginning, right? Like, because I believe, again, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe where this all stems is that she agreed to have sex with him in order to take a job, or in order to be hired to some type of job.
Her parents had died. She had nothing
Keith is saying
to
yes.
do. Like her parents died, and he basically was like, from what I've understood, it was, I will give you a job if you bingo my bango boing bing sex.
Shame on both of them in that regard. if that is
I
true.
wouldn't even say shame on her, because it's, if she's desperate and has no job, and he's like, hey, tickle my 80,000-year-old pickle, and I'll give you a job, baby. And she says yes. Like, that's him coming from a high position of power,
Certainly.
tops in the entertainment industry kind of
I
power.
don't want to
Oh,
get
certainly.
too far.
I don't
And-
disagree
and-
with that.
Probably she couldn't get a job somewhere else, though.
Right, and that's
making it sound like that's the
Yeah.
only option that she had
No.
was wealth or living
nothing.
at the WMCA.
Yeah, but if you are able to get, a $50 million or $50,000 a year job, maybe, and then you have the guarantee of a, $120,000 a year job, whatever, like, and
Yeah.
old Uncle
It's-
Vince, all he asks is you tickle his pickle, like,
And then, oh, that's right. So Shannon says he thinks the warden that we're referring
That's not
to
that
is
guy.
Joe
That's
Arapio.
that's the Arizona guy. I'll pull him up for you guys later.
I think
Sheriff-
the
I
guy
think
that
it's
Shannon's
Grady
referring
Judd or
to
something
is
like that.
is the Joe Arapio guy. Like, where he
That's
had
the
inmates
that
dress up
Sheriff
in
Joe
pink.
guy.
Yeah, we had like the inmates dress up in pink and more or less had them just working their
Oh, okay,
asses
yeah.
off.
That's the Arizona guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Shannon's right. I think you're right.
Yeah, give whoever in this situation is, the guilty party, if you will. If it's true, 100% give
Yeah.
Vince to this guy. Same
And
in
if
reverse.
she's making this shit up, throw her under the jail because I think those people are just as freaking bad. Because
I just want to know.
all they do is they poison the water for the real victims out there.
Right.
Oh yeah,
That's all
for
they
sure.
do.
I just want to know who's going to go to Brock Lesnar and say, "Hey, you got to wear this pink shit for the rest of your life. Good luck, bro."
I think the government just
And
is going to
I
press
think
the
there's a
button and
difference
activate
between-
the chip in his brain, and he'll just
Well,
explode.
isn't he technically a Canadian citizen?
Yes.
Is he?
Yeah, because
thought he was from
his
Minnesota.
Well, yeah, so he is from Minnesota, but right before he ended his time with the UFC, he became a Canadian citizen. And so, like, his last fight in the UFC said, like, fighting out of Ontario, Canada, or wherever it was that he was.
Does that make him a citizen or just fighting?
Yes, he
like,
is a Canadian citizen. Like, he actually moved to Canada.
So
At least,
I'll
I don't
say
know if he
before-
still lives there, but at least at that time.
All right, so going to
I'll
other
say my
happy
last thing
wrestling
with-
news. Go ahead, Danny.
The last thing I was going to say about the subject is that Ryan is absolutely right. It's still a bad situation, but it is a huge difference between someone, and a lot of times the way these things get set up. Well, first let me backtrack. It's worse to give someone a position like, "Hey, we're hiring you for $200,000 a year or whatever," and then threaten to take that job away from them if they don't do such and such acts. And a lot of times, but to what you're saying, a lot of times how these start out is they give them these positions first and they just load them up with all these, sweet goodies. At least that's what the rumor is in Hollywood.
Mhm.
And then they get propositioned with this stuff. And you're kind of, without even someone saying the words, "I'm going to take your job away if this happens," it's kind of presumed that you're going to lose everything unless you don't comply.
The assumption is there. It's an implied assumption.
Right. But I think it's different than someone just going up to someone on the street and say, "Hey, I got," say a completely different thing where, I'll give you like $200 if you walk down the block with your pants around your ankles. Like, go up to a random
It
guy.
was like the old, God, what was it? There was a whole scandal years ago, the felony fights or the bum fights or whatever on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think that, not just this situations, but situations like this, like, it really feels like when people get beyond a certain amount of money, they slip out of reality. Like, our reality is not their reality anymore. And I think that, like, Vince
His
McMahon
money is no
just
longer
didn't.
an object.
He didn't think this would matter. It's like, okay, you want $1 billion? I'll give you $1 billion. Just keep boinking me. And he thought it was okay. I don't know.
And even sex isn't the same when
so
you're
weird.
for whatever reason. It can't just be like, "Hey, let's lay down together." It's got to be.
Now, imagine if she did
Worse.
make this all up. She's got a future writing dirty smut.
And I'm not trying to be insensitive here. Do
Very
we think that all
very
of this
creative.
coming out the day after they announce a $10 billion deal is coincidental?
It's the timing is definitely suspect. I thought about that earlier today because that was right on the heels of the Netflix announcement
Correct.
for Raw, right?
Yep.
Is that live?
Yes, it will be live.
Wow. Okay.
So Netflix is getting in the live game.
Testing out the live waters. Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Stretch.
So while we're still on the issue of wrestling, should we do our WrestleMania picks?
Yes, Keith, take it away.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Royal Rumble picks. First of all.
Cleanse my palate here.
What?
Wrestle
Cleanse
our
my palate
palates.
here.
What is what? What did you say?
Nothing.
Change,
Talk.
Okay.
change the subject for me and make me feel better. All right.
Jesus. What's about that?
Does he have to drink the whole thing?
Yes. He's got like one sip left. Here.
Blake. You probably got mostly mayo in that. Ugh.
Well,
Hey, I got a question. Do you feel like you're fired up to coach football now?
Me? What?
Yeah.
Who's,
Can I coach?
are you
Hey,
gonna
Blake.
throw? Are you gonna throw a football, Blake?
Over the mountains, baby.
Feel like
Oh yeah, brother.
That's good.
All right, roll.
So, like we did last year, everybody picks a number. Whatever entrance 1 through 30, you get that entrant number, and then you roll that guy. That's your pick for the Rumble. And Ryan's already picked
Right.
23.
Yeah.
Were you trying to remember?
What?
Were you trying to remember your number?
No, well, I knew it was 23. I picked it because that was the day they talked about Ryan Sandberg. And that's sad news.
That's
Ryan
very
Sandberg has metastatic prostate cancer. Metastatic means it's into other areas of the body now. That's stage 4.
Essentially, you pick a number, you roll that guy. If they win, you win. If none of our numbers win, whoever lasts the longest will win.
And really, we all win.
We all win. Me and Blake really win.
Yeah, you guys win.
You said you got number 23.
23.
You want that for both women and men?
No. I'm going to take number 1 for the women.
Number 1. That's who won last year, number 1.
I'm going to go 27 for men. I don't know, 16 for women.
27 for the men is actually the number that has won the most times.
Oh, really?
Wow.
You cheater. Rick, that's what you were looking up, wasn't it?
No.
Shit eater.
I didn't even know.
I was messaging my boss back.
Sure you weren't. You Google son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Send me his number. Did Blake pick yet? Oh, okay, it's me.
Blake's playing with his knees.
I'll pick 25 for the men's. And how many
30
wrestlers
for
for the
both.
women?
30 for
How
both.
many?
30.
I'm going to pick number 30 for the women.
Number 30. Nia Jax was 30 last year. And that's a big girl. She's bigger than me.
Really?
Big girl.
Man.
Yeah, Blake, get on the ground. Play with your knees.
Hey, Keith, are you writing this down? Or do I got to remember?
I won't remember anything.
I'll look it up if I can't remember it.
All right, I got
30 and 25.
Yeah. You write it down?
And
Or
then
good?
23 and 1. And then 27 and 16. Don't ask me how the hell I remember that. I'm going to pick 17 for both.
17 for both.
For both.
Has there ever been a year where...
No. First year.
Time for
I want to watch history tomorrow. Blake, your turn.
All right. So for the men's, I'm going with Cody Rhodes.
You got to pick a number, jackass.
So whatever number Cody Rhodes comes out in. No, I just.
Is that how the game works?
It can. So this year for the men's, I think it'll be number 3.
It's a long road.
Because they're not going to do a 1 again, right? It happened last year. So give me 3, and I think it'll be CM Punk at 3.
1 didn't win last year for the men.
Huh?
1 win for the women. It's Cody was 30.
Yeah. And then for the women's, give me Liv Morgan coming in at 29.
Man, he's picking like the player who's coming in too.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Well, so we've got our Royal Rumble picks in. Should we hop on over to football?
Did you guys want to talk about any of the other matches?
Oh,
I mean, Keith's boys dropping the belt.
Roman's not losing at the Rumble. Are you kidding me?
No, I know.
So there's a fatal 4-way, which will probably be right before the Rumble. Sorry, I gotta get that coffee taste out of my mouth.
What are you eating?
Crescent roll.
Explain to us the mouthfeel, Keith. Turn this into a classy cooking show.
Very fluffy.
Oh, cool. All right. So fatal four-way.
Between Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles. Sorry, there's a lot going on behind me. There's a baby doing crunches behind me.
It's like a whole circus zoo.
There's a cop here. It's crazy.
It's cool. I like it. Some gymnastics going over on Blake's end.
Is there any take that you have, like, going into the Rumble, like something that you, like, kind of, I guess, a Rumble formula that you guys seen in past Rumbles that you think to take into consideration with this one, like a surprise guest or, like, I don't know, give me more of your take of what's going to happen. Not numbers, but just maybe which wrestlers are going to come out that aren't expected to come out.
The Rock.
You think The Rock's going to come out?
Year, in like years, we don't know all 30 entrants, which is nice.
How many do we know?
10, 15, not even 15.
Yeah.
Doink
Oh, wow.
the Clown is going to win it all.
I'm telling you, dude, it's Doink the
As
Clown.
number 31. The first one to ever win at number 31, Doink the Clown. You heard it here first.
Hell
Him
yes.
and Dink are
Hell
going to dink and
yes.
doink all over everybody.
And they're going
What
to
returns are you looking forward to, Keith?
dingle dangle their doinkleberries all over
well, I want
Roman
Liv to come back.
Reigns' chest.
I want Alexa to come back, but I don't think she's ready yet. She just had a baby.
She's at Disney World.
That's in Florida.
I think Whoa Vicky wins the women.
Oh, yeah. She's bowdy.
Either her or the what's the chick's name?
Cash Me
Cash
Outside.
Yeah, her.
Let's be honest about it. This year's kind of unpredictable, which I like.
It's in a baseball stadium.
It is.
Sounds cool.
Tropicana.
Are you sad that you are going to miss out on Alex Rodriguez's drug-fueled weird party fountain that they used to have there? Remember the big like art fountain in the outfield? Like with rainbows and dolphins jumping and stuff? Like anytime they hit a home run, it would like...
Wasn't that Miami?
Yeah, it was no, it was Tampa Bay. That's right. It was.
Wasn't it the Marlins?
Oh, okay, yeah, no, it was the Marlins. I'm sorry.
I got a quick
I
question.
knew I was gonna,
I thought it was Tampa Bay.
Look it up.
So
for sure, it's Miami.
With Oakland, the Coliseum kind of out of the picture now, the attention of like the shitty stadium right now is almost unanimously Tropicana Field, and you guys can go there and tell me what you all think.
Yeah, give us
Do
the
you think
Tropicana
something like
review.
Tropicana
The cops
being-
mad at me. I'm scared.
Oh, hell yeah.
If Tropicana being the last true dome in baseball, do you think that they just hold out for another 20 years?
Well,
That it'll be
isn't
like
Texas?
a classic stadium?
Hey, I have an idea.
Texas?
Who thinks that if the Packers do not win the Super Bowl this year, Keith should agree to be tased? Live on the air.
You have a taser? Yeah, all right. Yeah.
I'm not raising my hand. I'm just stretching, Keith. Pepper
My
spray
brother-in-law's licking
But
his
do you guys
chops.
think that?
in the face.
Do you guys think
Isn't Texas a dome though? I mean, it's a retractable dome, but isn't the Texas Rangers' new stadium a dome?
Well, what Danny's saying,
I mean,
this
what
is
about
like
a
a
classic
true
dome?
old classic dome.
Oh,
like
gotcha,
it's not
gotcha.
retractable at all.
Right.
It's stationary.
like the Kingdom, the Astrodome?
Yeah,
like all
with
that?
the like canvas tarp top.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, do you think if you
How
give enough
awful.
years, it could become a classic stadium like Wrigley and Fenway?
No,
No.
it wasn't like. It's from an era of baseball that people are trying to move past with the steroids and the strike and, you know, all the shit that happened in the 90s. And I think it'll end up just getting torn down, and it's an era of bygone, you know, the time when men were cheaters baseball.
But you don't
Back
think
when
there was,
baseball
like,
was
Wrigley
fun.
Exactly.
were at one, but what say like in the say 50s maybe, or do you think maybe Wrigley is considered kind of an old-fashioned, out-of-style stadiums that just kind of hung around a long enough time because real estate is so expensive in those areas that time went away where it became cool like a classic car.
Like so it depends, I guess, on your taste. If your taste is late 80s, early 90s, boxy, futuro, retro cars, then yeah, man, Tampa's Tropicana Field's a fucking gym, baby. It looks like a
with
mall
all
built
the,
in the
like
80s.
the squiggly lines and the crazy shapes. And
Another 20 years, though. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I dig the aesthetic. That's my jam, baby. But it's a fucking ugly baseball park, man.
Yeah.
And Mom Jeans
Taco Bell presents baseball.
Mom Jeans are ugly, but they came back.
And they're still ugly.
Yeah, to us, but for like the Gen Z, like if Gen Alpha comes around, maybe Tropicana is going to be the coolest old stadium.
Juice box.
Yeah.
The juice box.
The juice box.
Yeah.
I don't
so
know.
they definitely have to let us know.
It is an era of bygone stadiums, and so it is kind of cool that it's one of the last few operating ones like this. So I am interested, Blake and Keith, on a report on the inside and outside of the stadium when you guys get there tomorrow.
Sure. So I was there for Christmas. They had a big Christmas light display there. And, I mean, it looks like a nice stadium. I've never been there for a baseball game, but it looks like a nice place. It looks like it's in a decently safe location, lots of bars in the area. So
I wouldn't turn down tickets to it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd see a ball game anywhere. Give me a fucking plot of grass.
Plus, you got to think, in the summer here, they've got to do shit inside. Otherwise, it gets too damn hot.
Can confirm going to see Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp games.
Ugh. Yeah, I mean, that's like going to fucking Busch Stadium in the summertime.
Yeah,
Good
that's
Lord, balls soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let us know, like, when you guys go there, what you just think of being someone from the outside who hasn't had to go to that stadium every year for 40 years or 50 years, I guess, right? Because it probably came around the 80s, the 70s. No, Tropicana. Tampa Bay came around
1990.
Yeah, 90. Yeah, so it's been around for 30-some years.
Hey, stop. Let's just not talk about the length of years anymore. It's fine that I'm older than that ball stadium. It's cool. It's whatever.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
So, real quick, Keith, Royal Rumble. You don't think Reigns is going to lose his belt at the Rumble? Okay.
No,
it's more of his streak is more of a WrestleMania ender, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I think.
I don't even think Blake honestly thinks he's going to lose it tomorrow. Like, he wants it to happen. It's not going to happen.
Right. If it does happen, though, who's taking it? LA Knight? AJ Styles?
Yeah.
Couldn't be
Doink
Randy
the
Orton.
Clown.
Yes, Randy Orton.
Wee Man?
Yeah, Wee Man.
Yes, Randy Orton. Would be my guess.
You think it's Randy Orton?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. United States Championship. Logan Paul, Kevin Owens. Who's got the belt for that right now?
Logan Paul.
That's so cool.
Boo.
It's so cool.
Man, those guys are everywhere.
I love that. I love this dude as a wrestler and his sports hydration drink, Prime. Delicious.
I had one today.
Man.
I had one today.
Man. I didn't care for it.
Delicious.
Every Speedway.
Anyways, the prediction I'm seeing here is Kevin Owens wins and takes the belt. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, and
It's the KO show, baby.
It's what I also want to happen. I don't like the mid-card title being a part-time championship. So,
gotcha. That's
On
and
your
that's
shoulders.
fair. That's fair.
You gonna steer?
Yeah.
And then that's like the only real big matches, right? And then
those are the
you
only
just got the
currently
Rumble.
announced. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any matches announced today because we didn't catch it.
Gotcha.
We didn't catch SmackDown. Or
I'm looking at something like current and
those are the only
seeing anything.
4 matches I know. The Rumbles each last about an hour, so
Yeah. So I'm looking at rumored entrants. We already said The Rock, Sami Zayn,
he's been gone for a while.
and Jey Uso. And then the other one that I'm seeing is somebody who's popped up in the news recently from saving a woman from a burning car. The Hulkster, baby. Hulkamania gonna run amok.
He's got the largest arms in the world, brother.
It's his
Hulkamania
40th
gonna run
anniversary or
through
something.
you, brother.
It's
What?
his 40th anniversary or something crazy, so it might happen. Like at number
What if he
5 or
wins?
something crazy.
What if he wins? It's
Or
The Rock. The Rock's gonna win.
crazy
isn't he?
idea. Crazy idea. You know who I bet shows up and just beats the piss out of everybody, like completely unannounced, and just wins it all?
Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon.
The whole thing is a stunt. This woman doesn't even exist.
Watch it be as like a stunt. Like she comes out with like fake shit like all over.
She's just got dollar store rubber
In a
dookies
second, okay?
like hanging off a fishing line.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And he just
Gross.
tosses her out. Ah.
Oh,
Jesus.
wait.
All right.
I'm seeing here that The Rock is actually an executive at TKO.
He was just named. He's actually higher now than Triple H.
Is he gonna make himself champion?
I don't know if he has that much. I don't know if he has that.
Is he
that
gonna make
call.
himself champion?
I think
That's
he
such
could. I
a
think he
weird
could.
boss move thing to do. Gross.
But I think Triple
football.
H is in charge of all of
I got-
creative.
I'm ready.
As a wrestling ignoramus, you're gonna have to explain to me. And you
Totally.
win the Royal Rumble, isn't it? You get to fight
Headline
for
WrestleMania.
the belt.
The belt at
Yeah.
WrestleMania,
Okay.
which is like the
Who's
Super
got the
Bowl of
belt right
wrestling.
now?
Roman Reigns
Right.
and currently
And-
Seth Rollins, who is
Who's the current champion right now?
Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
Is
There's
okay.
two
And
champions.
can they be? There's two champions. Is it for SmackDown and Raw?
Yep.
Is that how it works?
Yep.
Okay. And are they allowed to be in the Rumble?
It happened 3 years ago when Brock was the
Okay.
champion.
Okay.
2 years ago.
How about John Cena?
No.
That's his story.
You wouldn't be able to see him anyways.
Brock was the champion, but then lost the belt to Brock when I went to Bobby.
But do you think he's going to show
All
up
right.
though?
The champion beat in the Rumble. The
So you
current
got
champion beat in the Rumble.
Hard telling. Hard telling.
I think that is enough
Football.
wrestling talk
I'm
for
over
one
it.
night.
I want to talk about
Yep.
real fighting on the fields, the gridirons, baby.
Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's jump right into the NFC Championship game. The San Francisco 49ers hosting the Detroit Lions
We almost
at
went an
Santa
hour
Clara, in Santa Clara at Levi Stadium.
The Field of Jeans. That's the late game.
Yep. Well, hell, I mean, we can start AFC if you want to. You want to start
Yeah, let's start with
AFC?
the first game.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
that's
start
AFC
Chiefs and
Championship.
Ravens.
All right,
This
yep. So
one
Chiefs,
is easy for me.
the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Kansas City Chiefs in Baltimore, nonetheless. This is like the first time in I don't know how many years that the Chiefs have not hosted the AFC Championship.
And unless they start drafting some wide receiver help for Patrick Mahomes, they need to get used to it. There is some new blood out in Los Angeles at the Chargers.
Yeah.
Other news out of the NFL with Harbaugh going to the Chargers. So the Chiefs, they need to draft. They have a shot in this game, but I don't think that they win it. I mean, they made it here. Obviously, they have a shot. Their defense has been pretty damn good. But the Ravens right now, I don't think they can be beat. And this is a year that the Chiefs need to make the Super Bowl to have a shot to, reach what they want to do. Because I think that whole division is going to be a lot harder next year and moving forward.
So,
It's kind of a desperation game for them.
unfortunately, I think the Chiefs found their rhythm the last two games, especially the last game versus the Bills.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that because I wanted the Chiefs out pretty quick. But going into the playoffs, I just don't think they're the same team as they were during the regular season. So
It is like they saved something for the playoffs, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does feel that way.
They were
I feel
bored.
like it's more of like a Ravens, the odds of them winning like 60-40, like 60% for the Ravens, 40 for the Chiefs. I just feel like hi.
Hey.
What? I feel like the Chiefs are going to win this one.
Really? Okay.
And it's really unfortunate, I think, because I'd rather see Baltimore win. I think they've been a better team all year, but
one
they're
game.
just firing all cylinders. It's one game. I think the NFL wants the Chiefs to win. So yeah, Chiefs are my pick. I'm
The
okay.
How about
magic,
you, Ryan?
the magical, the Chiefs win. Last one for Andy Reid. He retires like the rumors are.
Mhm.
Travis Kelce and Tay get engaged, and he retires to be the house husband to the music star and
Yeah,
the podcaster.
He proposes after the Super Bowl win.
Yeah. I'm
So who
going
you
to
got, Ryan?
Disneyland to propose to my beautiful Taylor Swift. The Ravens are going to spoil it. The Ravens are too fucking good to lose to the Chiefs right now. I don't think there is a team outside of Dan fucking Campbell willing the Lions with his last ounce of soul energy, like he's transferring his soul to the team and dying
And then
on
he
the
dies
field.
as
Like outside of that happening, I don't feel like there is a team that can beat the Ravens right now.
Fair enough. Okay. Keith?
I am on the same page with Ryan. I think the Ravens are too good of a team right now, and they match up really well with. There's a lot wrong here.
I can tell.
So they match up really well, and the Chiefs receivers are going to cost them that game. They caused too many mistakes, and the receivers aren't good enough this year. Patrick Mahomes is a special guy, but you can only do so much.
Exactly.
Right.
One guy here. What has gotten the Chiefs so far, in my opinion, is their defense.
And the run game.
And the run game.
Yeah,
But
that's
their
true.
run game's not going to be apparent against the Ravens' run defense.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's a reason that the Ravens' defensive coordinator is going to be a head coach next year.
Fair enough. All right. Blake, what do you got? AFC Championship.
This one's pretty easy. The Chiefs don't have any receivers that are worth a damn outside of Rice. I believe that's the name, Rice, right?
Yeah, Rashee Rice.
Yeah. So outside of that, I think that defense is just too stacked. They're going to double Travis and make someone beat you that's not named Travis Kelce. Hold on, sweetheart. Super professional show tonight. I think this is the Ravens, probably by 2 touchdowns. I think they're a physical team. They're a mean team. Next thing you know, you look up and you're down, a score 10 points to them, and it's just like even Houston looked really good last week. I mean, until the second half, and then the next thing you know, you look and it was a 20-point lead. So you're just like, well, all right, well. So give me the Ravens, Baltimore, baby.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely the Ravens' game to lose. I feel like on paper they should be the favorite, despite Kansas City obviously having so many accolades underneath them, and this kind of traditionally being where we've seen the Kansas City Chiefs as far as making it this far in the playoffs every year. So in that regard, I feel like it's the Ravens' game to lose. But I agree with pretty much everything everybody said. The Ravens have been an absolutely disgustingly terrifying team the majority of the year. They have embarrassed, and I mean embarrassed some teams that we thought were unstoppable. Look what they did to the San Francisco 49ers. Look what they did to the Miami Dolphins. I know now we didn't think like the Miami Dolphins were necessarily just, a juggernaut team, but a damn good team, no less. And they absolutely just had a field day with the Dolphins. So I feel, credit the Texans for what they did last week, but it's as if, the Ravens came out in the second half and said, all right, that was cute. Now let's go, show them who the big dogs are right now. It's not CJ Stroud's time. And so, their defense has just been phenomenal. I've been very impressed with that offense as well, despite what it seems like is year in and year out, a hodgepodge of receivers. And sans Mark Andrews as well, right?
Mark Andrews will be back for this game.
I was about to say, I believe Mark Andrews is going to be back for this game. So that'll help, in addition to what they've been able to do with the receivers that they do have there. And Lamar Jackson running the ball. They've got a pretty decent ground attack, even without the guy that's their starter that I don't know that he'll ever play football again, but J.K. Dobbins. But Gus Edwards and Justice Hill make a pretty decent 1-2 punch. And then you've really got Lamar Jackson as their lead running back.
It's
I feel like
special offense.
It really is. It really, really is.
You gotta give the credit to Todd Monken. That's the offensive coordinator. That's who I wanted the Bears to hire as a head coach, being all cards on the table, but that didn't happen.
No, so I believe this is the Ravens' game to lose, but I've still got the Ravens winning it, shy of kind of a similar sentiment that we had last week of the refs finding a way to drag Kansas City across the finish line.
Yeah. I want you to think about this. All right, we're on the precipice of the big brother being able to still embarrass the little brother, because who won the national championship in college this year?
Well, that'd be Jim Harbaugh.
Hey, Blake.
Jim
Hold
Harbaugh.
on. Hey, Blake, who won the national championship this year? Blake, who lost, actually? Who was in the game? Do you remember?
Sorry, there's some shenanigans going on.
I believe, and I've checked my sources on this one, but I believe it was not Ohio State.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't Ohio State. It was a team from a little
Michigan.
further south. Yeah, Michigan. They did what they do.
I believe they played in the game.
Yeah, what was the outcome for them?
I believe they won the game.
Oh, cool. Who's the head coach of
that? Currently Shamar Moore.
Well, who was?
Oh, Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, so he won the national championship this year. The last time these two assholes were in the same championship season was back in what year was that?
2011.
2013.
Right before I left for boot camp.
Yep. The Ravens beating the John Harbaugh Ravens beating the Jim Harbaugh 49ers. And this was right before Harbaugh was let go and all that happened. They gotta win. They gotta win to keep the big dog on top.
Yeah.
John's gotta maintain, because he's like, hey man, I beat you in the Super Bowl, and if if the Ravens don't win the Super Bowl, he's got an extra championship on him.
Yeah,
leg up.
That's a very good point.
You gotta balance, or you gotta keep your power up there.
Very true. Very true. All right, moving on to the NFC Championship. So we'll just jump right into this. Ryan, you've already got the floor. Why don't you give us your pick for the NFC Championship game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Detroit Lions at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara?
The Field of Genes. Please, everybody, refer to this beautiful stadium for what it is, the Field of Genes. Man, the numbers right now on ESPN Analytics and the Matchup Predictor are wildly in favor of the 49ers. And I get it. They've been firing away on all cylinders. I still just there's something about the allure of a Ravens, Lions, fucking northern Midwest, mid Ohio, I guess Baltimore's the coast, but like working class city Super Bowl, football cities football. And I just really want to see the Lions do it. And I know in my head, I think, okay, 49ers win, better team on paper, yada, yada, yada. But I'm going to go with my heart, and I'm going to say the Lions.
All right. I think we're all rooting for the Lions, but
Absolutely.
let's switch it up a little bit. All right, Keith, what do you got?
All right. So I am going to take the Detroit Lions.
Wow.
NFC
San
North,
Francisco.
baby.
And it's not because of that. The San Francisco 49ers shouldn't be in this game.
Well,
should not
they
be in
shouldn't
this
be.
game.
Explain
No,
yourself.
it should not be. I am going to, because the Packers should not have lost last week. You heard what I said.
Yeah,
Did
it
you
sounded
watch
like
the same game I did? Did you watch the entire game? Where
Man, we can't just mute Blake in real life for you, Keith. Sorry.
I know. Right?
Yeah.
The Packers outplayed that team the entire game.
Until it mattered.
And I don't care what anybody says, we outplayed them.
I'm sorry, what was the
90%
final
of that
score?
game.
What was the final score? Who's playing tomorrow or on Sunday?
Blake, let the man have his thoughts. He's
I
going to
just
pick
had
the
fucking
Lions to beat the
mayonnaise
Niners.
and coffee.
Yeah, well, you made a dumb bet and you didn't listen to your other friend, who is a Bears fan.
So I'm picking the Lions for that reason, because the 49ers shouldn't be in this game.
Yeah, I
All right.
agree. The Packers should have won, and this game should be played in
In Detroit. I agree. 100%. All right, Blake,
Field goal.
let's get the yin and the yang. Blake, give us your pick for the NFC Championship.
The wang.
Oh yeah, baby. I can make a pick with me. Yeah. So Riley and I said we think that can you say who's gonna win? Me, I'm gonna win the game.
Sick.
All
yeah,
right.
dude.
All right. Hell yeah.
We're gonna win. No, for real though. I mean, Debo's back. It sounds like he'll be playing. It sounds like last week a lot of the game plan for the 49ers ran through Debo. So as soon as Debo got hurt in the first quarter by the dirty hit by Jair Alexander, a lot of their offense went out the window, right? So they kind of scrambled the rest of the game. Those playmakers had to make plays when they made plays. Everyone can say what they want about Brock, but the dude continues to win.
He's got him there.
He is Mr. Irrelevant. He was not Mr. Irrelevant last week. He was the winning quarterback who is not a first-round draft pick. But this one's pretty simple for me. One pride, go Lions, baby. Let's go!
All right.
Just to piggyback on what you said, Debo is there. There is no major player right now on the injury report for the 49ers. So that sounds like they are fully healthy.
Sick. All right, Danny, give us your pick.
So obviously rooting for the Lions like everyone else. But I'm taking the 49ers to win. And I hate all these things that, I hate the Niners. But I gotta give them their laurels, as we say sometimes. Their passing game is incredible, and with Christian McCaffrey being held the ball and passed the ball, I think it could remain close. I assume it's going to be a high scoring game.
You would have to think so.
I would have to think so, but I think by the fourth quarter, they're just going to dink and dunk. For all these continuously 6 and 8 yard passes, and then these just 20-yard rush bursts. And yeah, I hate to say it, but I think this is just going to be the end for Detroit of the dream season. But
Man,
it sucks,
it's
but
you don't make
I
it
might
to
be
the
an
Super
Alan
Bowl,
Boyle.
but you don't make it to the Super Bowl. But man, they've had such a good season, man. Like
Yeah.
I feel genuinely happy for Lions fans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rick.
I feel like yep. This is tough for me too. I think if I had to put money on it, I'm probably picking the Niners as well. They've been exceptional on both sides of the football. Their defense is cartoonishly loaded. They've got a king's ransom worth of weapons on offense. Obviously, Debo being hurt, I understand he's playing, but obviously it comes into question like how good is his shoulder. But with that being said, that doesn't mean that they don't still have Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey. So they've got plenty of weapons there. Love Detroit. I am going to be rooting for them like crazy. But I think the 49ers take it. That being said, I don't think that it's a foregone conclusion. The Lions have been excellent in their own right on both sides of the ball this year. Maybe not to the degree or to the, kind of flashiness that the Niners or even the Ravens have for that matter, but they've been as hard-nosed as they come. Dan Campbell perfectly embodies that city in the form of a football team.
Yeah.
Just hardworking, hard-nosed, working class, it's perfect. But the one thing I will say that I think will be the Lions' key to victory is really, really honing in on establishing their run game. And they've got two really good backs to be able to do it with. But the more that they can pound the rock away with David Montgomery, and part of me feels like this is going to be more of a David Montgomery game than it is a Jahmyr Gibbs game.
Yeah.
But the more that they pound the rock with him and keep the Niners offense off the field, I could see one of those things like where it's, going to be kind of a slow burn type of a thing.
So, real quick, while you're talking about that, do you think who would you rather have in the fourth quarter? So you're saying like a slow burn, and I agree with you. Like I feel like it's going to be a high scoring game, but it also could be a real grindy, fist fight until the end. Who would you rather have as your quarterback? Would you rather have Jared Goff or would you rather have Brock Purdy?
That's tough because, Goff has had a solid season, but I think just by way of the weapons, you have to give it to Purdy. Jared Goff this year has not, kind of his Achilles heel has been when he's been on the road. Jared Goff on the road has not been great. So I guess you take that mixed with the weapons that the other guy has. I feel like you got to take Brock Purdy in this situation.
So I like using obscure stats. That's a known. So I looked up while we were talking, fourth quarter comeback stats between the two quarterbacks. Brock Purdy, now again, much shorter career. He was, we know his story. He has one fourth quarter comeback and one game-winning drive last year. And he's got one fourth quarter comeback and two postseason game-winning drives under his record already. All right, Jared Goff has 13 fourth quarter comebacks and 16 game-winning drives throughout his career, and one postseason fourth quarter comeback and two postseason game-winning drives. So same as Purdy there. And I was asking that question while I was learning the answer to that question because I was interested in what you guys thought. But to me, I think the postseason probably matters a little more when it comes to these stats than the full season. And with them having the same identical, stats there, I was wondering if that was going to pull me one way or the other, and it really doesn't. I don't know who I'd go with. My heart or my brain says Jared Goff.
See, my brain says Brock Purdy just because of the home field advantage. He has the weapons, and but I don't know. Like that being said, like Goff has been solid this year.
But what about would you say like the offenses are close to a wash? There's always going to be one that's better than the other, but would you say they basically cancel each other out and it will be a game of who's got the better defense? Because that goes straight to the
San
Niners.
Francisco. Yeah.
Right. I mean, Detroit still has a decent defense, no question about it, but
they're not near like
that's the stat you got to look at is who's got the better defense if those two are about a wash. I know one's going to be better than the other, but it might just come down to who can stop the other.
It's really interesting that you bring that up in this game too, especially versus the Chiefs versus Ravens game, and that like the offenses are strangely they do match up pretty well against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, the Lions number one wide receiver I would much rather have, right? I think
Amon
I think Amon St. Brown. Sorry, I almost said AJ Brown. Amon St. Brown, I like him more than I like Deebo Samuel, who was their number one, right?
Right.
But I like Brandon Ayuk more than I like their number two wide receiver, who I think now is Josh Reynolds or Khalif Raymond, whoever. Yeah. It's somebody you don't really know. And then you've got the singular star running back in Christian McCaffrey, but then you also, on the Lions side, you have two guys who are also very good. And then Kittle versus Laporta.
Laporta. Yeah.
Laporta's just a younger Kittle at this point.
Yeah.
And it's just very. I just wanted to bring it up. It's very interesting that you brought that up.
Who do you think has a better run game?
I mean, I think that scheme-wise, the 49ers do. Because they seem to get a lot of really cool open looks for Christian McCaffrey. But I think the fact that you basically have two number one running backs in Montgomery and Gibbs, and so being able to rest them and give them a little more time off, I like that, like as a strategy, kind of more than just the one running back in McCaffrey. So
that's true, but I mean that is
the dream scenario.
That's not to
is
say
you put those guys in the Niners running game, and
but that's not to say like obviously like we've seen a large enough body of work to know that Christian McCaffrey is more than capable of handling the workload.
Yeah.
And still be just as efficient, like from start to finish. But no, I get you. Like it, and I think in a vacuum, Christian McCaffrey is better than David Montgomery.
Yes.
And also right now better than Jahmyr Gibbs in a vacuum. But like, there's certainly, I believe, on any other team, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs are number one running backs in their own right.
Yeah.
And the Lions have both of them.
They're both very talented.
Oh, absolutely. I love Jahmyr Gibbs is probably my favorite NFL rookie this year.
Yeah. Well, part of that has to do with, not having to have as many snaps in the game, too. You take that same player and you have him take 25 rushes in a game. Those stats are going to look a little different.
Mm-hmm. Again, looking it up, the Lions at the end of the season graded out as the second best offensive line, and it only gives me the top four unless I want to pay for PFF Plus, which I would, but I'm not gonna. So the Niners are under that. They're somewhere between. Well, I know they're not 5 because that starts with a B, but outside of that, they're 6 to 32, somewhere in there.
Interesting.
Lions have a better offensive line.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, maybe that means that we can get Aiden Hutchinson going. I think that'll be another key too. You know, if Aiden Hutchinson can get to Brock Purdy and disrupt the Niners while the Niners are on offense, then I think the Lions, like I said, I see a world where the Lions win this game. It's just, you know, at face value, like logically, I think that there's a better chance that the Niners win this game than the Lions. But that's not to say I feel completely devoid of any hope that that the Lions can win.
Who would win
I'm excited about this game?
Who would win between the Chiefs and Detroit?
Detroit.
We assume Detroit. Okay, so
I rank out the teams. I rank the teams out right now. The final four as Baltimore, Detroit, San Francisco, Chiefs, and the gulf between 49ers and Chiefs is a very large gulf. You know, I can see a scenario where I put the 49ers above the Lions. But I can't see a scenario where I put the Chiefs above any of the other teams right now. I just don't like the weapons that Mahomes has, and like he said earlier, he can't do it all.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I hate the Chiefs.
There you have it. There you have it, gents. The NFC and AFC championships should be some fun games.
I'm very excited. Very excited.
We can look forward to looking very forward to talking about the Super Bowl next week. And I don't know, maybe we'll see maybe in the Pro Bowl. I know it's happening down in Orlando, so
and Rob says he'll be back next Friday.
And Rob says he'll be back next Friday. That is awesome.
Damn.
So
We'll see.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll look into getting some tickets for the Pro Bowl at Camping World
cool.
Stadium. We'll have to see what happens with that. We're looking very forward to talking about the Pro Bowl, talking about the Super Bowl, and then getting into some spring football. Danny, have you picked a UFL team yet?
Nope. We can talk about some more.
And Keith, are you sticking with the Brahmas?
No, he's a Battlehawks fan.
He's a Battlehawks fan. Okay.
He'll drive all the way to the stadium and turn around and go home.
Yep.
I'll tell you. Well, Danny,
I'll be an island boy.
No, if it helps, though, Danny, a lot of the Sea Dragons' best players are now Battlehawks.
That's very true.
Not going to be a Battlehawks fan.
All right.
Nope.
Nerd. Say night-night.
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 Hey, thanks for coming to our show
this evening.
She said, thanks for coming to our show.
High five.
We'll be back next Friday, guys. As always, we appreciate you on the Bama Sports Show. We're super professional here.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week, right? Say we're back next week. Be a friend, tell a friend.
Love you, Rob.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Later.